You guys, I'll be the first to admit, my version of the sugar diet, the protocols I'm running, they are extreme. They are most definitely extreme. 700 grams of carbs a day, weighing in the 160s, 170s, that's extreme. Slamming a sugar source damn near every 80 minutes. Not having a nice, reasonable handful of dates, but having like 25, 30 dates in one sitting. It's extreme, and what that allows me to do is have extreme energy, extreme muscle retention, extreme muscle gain in the absence of a normal intake of protein, which is pretty radical. Because it's radical, it lets me do some radical shit. But what I want to offer you today is a much more reasonable version of this protocol, which for a more reasonable individual, I enjoy being unreasonable. I enjoy some Icarus action. But right as the wings start to catch on fire, I'll come down a little bit. I'm like, oh shit, that was hot. That was fucking crazy. And I'll come up a little bit. I'm like, no, they'll definitely catch on fire if you get too close. And I'll come down a little bit. And it's like, I still feel that warm tingle, but I'm not totally ablaze. That's where I like to stay with pretty much everything regarding training and nutrition and mindset. My big three. But for someone else, let's say they have a desk job. Let's say they're a truck driver against their, it's out of their hands how sedentary they are. Should they be cranking sugar to oblivion 8 days a week? Probably not. And if they just want to go home and have a nice, normal dinner with the family, not deal with the conflict that I've been dealing with. My wife says, "Can't I just make you some damn chili? It's cold outside. Can't I just make you a nice normal meal?" And I said, "Baby, I'm doing the peach sorbet. I know it's cold out, but I'm having some cold peach ice cream with the chocolate syrup for dinner and a side of dates. Chocolate syrup on that bitch too." I love that you love me so much you want to make me a hot meal, but I'm onto something here. I got to run the sugar up. Maybe you don't want to deal with that. Maybe you want a nice, normal dinner. So what is the most reasonable, normal version of running this plan? Let's get into it as we're at the 3-minute mark. Let's get into the actual topic. Fruit till noon has been referenced a lot as this plan from way back. It's interesting how cyclical these diets are. And I would just take it a step further and say fruit until dinner. As much as you want. As much as you want. Zero restriction. As many bananas, as many apples, as many strawberries, blueberries, raspberries, dates, mangoes. Man, fruit is so cool. I could keep listing them off if you want. Fruit is the shit. As I've come to find out in these last 5 months. Unlimited, as much as you can possibly stomach. Zero restriction. And then guess what? At night, you could almost say the same thing. Because I would argue, even having as much as you want all day long, by the time you get to dinner, there's no way you'll be at 1,000 calories. There's no way. You'll be under 1,000 calories. Maybe if you're force feeding it on purpose just to test the limits, you'd be at 1,000 or more. But again, that's kind of the whole point of this, is this is not for the test my limits individual. This is for, hey, what's a really easy way to lose weight? Or once you're at your desired body composition, what's just like a no-brainer, don't have to think about it, way to maintain my weight? And it would be this. Fruit for breakfast, for lunch, for your snacks, dinner. Have whatever you want. Plenty of meat. Don't even really have to sweat the low fat. Have some eggs. Have some butter. You've had 0 grams of fat all day long. Maybe 2 or 3 grams from the trace amounts added up. So have some damn fat. Have some meat, a lot of meat. have some rice, potatoes, enjoy yourself. It's like the new version of intermittent fasting. And I think this is just so much more beneficial than intermittent fasting in every single way. I don't see the point anymore. Now that we know the power of being in that sugar window, traditional fasting or intermittent fasting, it seems completely pointless. Do you like the energy you get from intermittent fasting because you're not bogged down by all that digestion? This does that even better. Do you like the convenience of not having to worry about food? You can just hit the ground running. This is basically the same. There's no prep. There's no, well, what am I going to bring? You just grab the shit and walk out the door. In my opinion, being in this sugar fasting window has all the benefits intermittent fasting did, regular fasting did, and way more. So that's just done. So it's like you have this window of time, your sugar window, your fruit window, and then at night, that salty, hot, savory meal is going to blow your mind how good it tastes, because you probably need some damn sodium. You need the minerals. I think this is a fantastic lifelong plan, and it gives you so much freedom. If you're in your weight loss phase, maybe don't get too free. But if you're in a weight maintenance phase, or even maybe you want to go up a little bit, or you're not going to be stressed out if you go up a little bit, you could eat fruit all day and have a damn king's feast at night. Have a giant glass of milk. Just enjoy yourself. How the hell are you going to gain weight on this plan? In what world? In what world? Where all day long you're having fruit, it's easy to digest, it's in and out, it's turn and burn energy. The calories are so low, you'd have to really go out of your way to overeat on the calories. And then at night, enjoy yourself. Like, to me, this is a solid fucking plan. With the caveat of this, my protein has been radically low and my muscle retention and muscle gain has been radically going well. The reason for that is because I have that extreme amount of carbohydrates in my system. I have so much glycogen, even when I'm doing drop sets, rest pause sets, training 2 to 3 times a day, 8 days a week. I'm not getting a severe amount of muscle breakdown because it can barely break through the fortress of glycogen that I have. If someone were to run the same training kind of plan, but with a very normal amount of carbohydrates, like 200 grams, 250 grams, and they don't really go out of their way to have a ton of protein in that dinner meal to make up for being amino acid deficient all day long, I could see that getting people into some trouble. And anytime anyone's in a fat loss phase, let's make sure that's what it is, a fat loss phase. There is nothing worse than losing lean mass more than you should on the way down, and you're like, okay, the scale's down, but I look the same, actually kind of worse. What the fuck? I did some extreme fasting a few years ago. I was doing 60-hour fasts, a few 60s, a bunch of 36-hour fasts. And at the end of it, I'm pretty sure I lost some muscle, and I did regret it. I was like, okay, yeah, I lost the weight, but at what cost? The cost of some damn muscle, the most precious resource we want to retain. So keep that in mind. If you run this plan, be intentional with your protein at night. And as always, in all of these plans, I'm offering it as a very no-brainer, straightforward solution. But you cannot go wrong with tracking your shit, tracking your calories and macros. Nothing can be more precise than being precise. And honestly, in this style of eating, it's very, very, very easy. It's very straightforward. Like the fruit, banana. No, I had another one. Let me edit that. 2 bananas. Like, couldn't be any easier, couldn't be any quicker. At night, boom, 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 10 ounces of chicken, cup of rice, potato, 3 eggs. Like, it takes seconds. So if you're worried about, okay, this is easy, but am I gonna lose some muscle? Be precise, be smart, be methodical. This is a very normal way to run this epic protocol. If you need help setting up your protocol to the T, no stone left unturned, every question answered, fill out the form on my website. We'll have a chat on the phone. I'll see if I can help. I hope this video helped. I'll see you in the next one.